So today we're going to be talking a little bit about choosing a name for your business, how to kind of register that name and incorporate versus sole proprietorship, whatever that means. And yeah, choosing your names.
Perfect. I think the naming topic is it's that creative part of starting a business that is so exciting, because this is going to be the name that kind of carries your company. People are going to know this name. People are going to talk about this name. It's kind of going to be in your face every day, so it's important. When I got to naming my company, I actually went through a little process with it. I wanted to, because a lot of my inspiration came from more of a magical experience, like Willy Wonka factory. Right. So I wanted people to have a guessing component to my company. So I was gonna sell tea. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna name the company the letter T and let the rest be up to, let the rest be up to the consumer. Let them ask the question, which opens a great conversation. What is tea? Is it a t-shirt? Is it is it an alphabet daycare center?
Golf tea.
Exactly, and I wanted those questions. So I decided, you know what? Let's register the name T. And it kind of, it says what I do, what it is, all in the name. So I registered the company, and the funny thing is, about 3 months operating as T, I found out that another tea company in another province was actually operating with the same name. So do your research. There's a nuance search, I believe that's what it's called, where you can check like a database of names to make sure nobody else has it. And now you're choosing between, do you want to do it in your city, province, or what if your company expands to much bigger than you thought?
You could be limiting your growth.
Exactly. You want to make sure that you're kind of setting yourself up for expansion. So after finding that out, I decided, you know what, maybe this company is going to grow nationwide one day, so I want to cover myself. So after talking with my parents and my counselors and everybody, I was like getting feedback. What should I do? I was really influenced by the fashion scene. I don't know if you can tell. And I liked the way that they always introduced fragrances. They would say Bleu de Chanel, and I liked that. So I said, what if I can give tea this fashionable kind of name, like tea? And then I added my name into it, Tea by Daniel. It was supposed to sound like fragrance. I don't know if I succeeded, but because I am the brand, I'm kind of like the Aunt Jemima of tea, my name is in it. It's still Tea, but it's by me. So Tea by Daniel. And now we've incorporated and it's Tea by Daniel Inc. So I kind of from the beginning set myself up for the growth when I was naming my company.
Right, and one of the ways to actually confirm that name besides registering it, like you said, so when you register, you can do a sole proprietorship, which is just, yourself, right? And the way you can do your banking is differently. It's very tied to you as a person, and your name is not as protected, right? So someone else could open up a very similar business. So when you reserve that name, again, you're talking about provincially versus federally incorporating, which is a big thing. You're protecting your name. So Tea by Daniel Inc. When it came to, again, my first company named Daniel Design, it was based just solely off of me as an individual, right, as a freelancer. And I knew that to take that to the next level, I would have to have a team, we would have bigger clients, and you want to protect yourself and your whole company as a whole. So incorporating it made sense. So now Creative Group is the formal name. Now is our logo, just now. But of course, now is too generic, right? Similar to the letter T. Yeah. It's a letter, it's a very common word. So now Creative Group, you add kind of a descriptive word to it. And Now Creates Inc. is how we're registered, incorporated. So you can operate as different names, but you can have kind of your proper government incorporation name. One thing to check out, very important consideration, is if your name is available on social media.
That's right.
And domain names. So tbydaniel.com, nowcreativegroup.com. You want to get the .ca as well. I'm not sure if you had any issues with that at first.
Well, it was a searching process, and luckily, because when you do add your name, it does, I guess, narrow it a little bit.
Right.
But again, you're not the only Daniel, you're not the only Sarah, James, whatever. Right. So you definitely have to do that research to make sure you're checking the domains. You're checking social media to see, is anybody using it? Is anybody in the same industry using it, or is anybody using it in the same context?
Yeah, so, and it's funny though, because I've had a couple of clients that come with me with their name, they're all excited, we're designing the logo, and I do a quick search and I see 2 or 3 other businesses that have used it, right? So it's like sometimes you're super excited, you want to just go for it, but you kind of got to just stop for a second and think about what that name could be. And again, you don't want people searching you on Twitter and it's someone else that they're tweeting at, right? That's a really common thing that we don't think about, the full extension of that name.
There was actually 2 other points about names that I thought was really important when I was naming my company. And it was, I think a good business name or a good company name should naturally create a nickname, because people are just naturally going to call it a nickname. Tim Hortons is going to become Timmy's. McDonald's is going to become Mickey D's. T by Daniel's, TBD. And I think if you could even just think about, well, does the nickname of my company make sense? It's a good marketing tool. It's going to make great hashtags. So that's always a good idea as well. And always keep in mind that your name is going to carry value. I always use the example where a diamond company, if you call it Diamonds for Less, and another company is called, Fifth Street Diamonds, well, it seems like the more prestigious, more valuable company. So choosing that value point with your name is important too.
Absolutely. So the name says a lot about you. The other option is to describe what you do. So again, now creative is a descriptive word. We could be anything. We could be a talent agency, who knows what, right? But we are a group of design, creative, marketing professionals. T by Daniel has the letter T, not so much the word, but people tend to get the association now. And the logo, also very important. The logo is a cup of tea with a bow tie, which is unmistakable at this point. So start off with a good name. Make sure you don't have to change it later, because that can destroy all the equity you built up.
Yes.
Make sure the domain names and social media usernames are available, and run it by some people first. That's it for that.
I don't know your name, but we'll see you later.